Okay, welcome back. Here's where we left off the other day. We have this level select screen. None of the buttons function yet, but we'll fix that today. So we have the buttons themselves. We also have a confirmation panel that's capable of turning on. And when it does, it has a play button or an exit button. And yeah, today we'll get pretty much all of this working. There's a few things that still won't work, but for the most part, we'll get it to work. So the first thing I want to do is go into my scripts folder, and I'm going to create a new folder inside here to hold my UI scripts, and I'm going to call this UI. I could call this like level select stuff, or I don't know, non-game scripts or something like that. So here in my UI scripts, I'm going to create two new ones. The first one is going to be called level button, and the second one is going to be called confirm panel to go with the level button and the confirm panel. So level button, and then the next one here, create C# script. Okay, as soon as, there we go. Confirm panel. Alright, so let's do some things with these. So let's open up the level button first, and I'm going to open this up in Visual Studio. I didn't have it open already, so I will meet you back here once Visual Studio is up and running. Okay, welcome back. So I'm in my level button script here, and the first thing I want to do is, since this is going to be using some user interface elements, I need to make sure that this is set up in order to communicate with that. So up here in the using tags above where the class is defined, I'm going to add one for the UI system. So using Unity engine.ui. Alright, and I'm going to need to make a few references here really quickly. So the first thing I want to do is I want to make a reference to the stars. So I'm going to say public image, and this is an array of image because there's more than one of them, and I'll call this stars. I'm also going to need to make a reference to the text that's on the level button telling which level it serves for. So we'll call this public text level text. I'm also going to need to keep an integer value of which level this is for. Public integer level. What else do I need? Oh yeah, one more thing. I'm going to make a reference to the confirm panel. I'm going to reference the confirm panel as a game object that I'm just going to have this level button turn on and off. So I'm going to reference it as game object, and I'm going to call it confirm panel. So the first thing we want to do is make it so that we can turn that confirm panel on and off. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make a little teeny tiny method here. I'm going to call this void, we'll call it confirm panel. And in this little method here, all we're going to do is take the confirm panel dot set active true. So we're just taking the confirm panel and setting it active. I'm going to save this script really quickly here, and now I'm going to open up my confirm panel script. And the first thing I want to do with this is same thing, access the UI elements. So using Unity engine.ui, and first thing I'm going to do for here is, oh yeah, there's one more thing we want to do. Since the confirm panel is going to be loading scenes, we need to access scene management. So using Unity engine.scene management. Now I'm going to make two teeny tiny methods for closing the confirm panel and for launching the next scene. So first I'm going to do void cancel, and in the cancel method I'm just going to turn the confirm panel off. So I'm going to say confirm panel. Oh, actually, I don't want to do that. I just want to do this game object set active, and I want it to be false. So that's what the cancel button is going to do. And I want to do the play button next. So void play. Nope, not on player connected. That is not what I wanted, Unity. Don't try and, there we go. Don't second guess me. Okay, so for the play button, what I want to do is I want to load the main scene that the game's taking place in. So I'm going to use that scene management. So scene manager dot load scene, and now you need to tell it a string name of the scene to load. Now you could just put the name of your scene right here, but that's hard coding it, and that's pretty much the same thing as a magic number, which we've talked about. You don't want to do those. So instead, up here in my global variables, I'm going to make a public string, and I'm going to call this level to load. And then the level to load value is what I'm going to pass into here. And that way I can set the level to load in the editor. Alright, cool. So I've set up a few different things here. Now let's go back to Unity, and I want to find my confirm panel, and I'm going to add my confirm panel script to that. Oops, here we go. And it needs to know what level to load. In my scenes, I called my main scene capital M main. So there we go. It knows what scene to load. And okay, let's take a look at the two buttons that we have on the confirm panel. So I have button 1, which I really should have named play button when I made this. So play button. And I have the other button, which is the red X, and I'm going to call this cancel. So my play button, I'm going to go into the button script here. I'm going to add an onClick event. So where it says list is empty, I'm going to hit plus. It's asking which object we're accessing, and I'm going to take the confirm panel. Now we can access some built-in functions with a game object, or we can go to the confirm panel script. So on the confirm panel script, I didn't make those methods public, which I need to do really quickly here. So this should be public void cancel, and this isn't private void play, it's public void play. I'm going to save that again, and before I go back, I'm going to do the same thing to my level button. So this is in the level button script. I'm going to change that confirm panel to be public as well. Save my scripts, pop back into Unity here, and my play button is going to choose the confirm panel. Oops. Oh, we're still compiling. Just a second. Okay, well, there we go. So on my confirm panel, I'm going to grab the confirm panel script and the play function, so confirm panel.play. And then with the cancel button, I'm going to add a click event from the confirm panel and from the confirm panel script and cancel. So there we go. Now in my level select, I've got my level prefabs. I'm going to grab all of these at once, and I'm going to add the script I just made, level button, to that. Now I'm actually going to make my life a little bit easier here. I made 9 of them last time. I'm going to delete 8 of them so that I don't have to do all of this assigning piece by piece. So this needs to know the level text, and I'll assign that. It needs to know which level it is. I'm going to say it's 0 for now. It needs to know what the confirm panel is, and it needs to know what the stars are. And the stars aren't the background, which is the parent. It's the child object. So I have 3 stars, and star 1 is star 1, star 2 is star 2, and star 3 is star 3. Okay, and now for the button script, I'm going to add a click event. And this is going to come from, not from level select. It's going to come from the level prefab itself. So, And the function is coming from the level button script, and the function is confirm panel. So now that I have that set up, I can just duplicate this 8 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have my different levels there. They're all level 0. I haven't done anything with the text yet, so the text won't change. And neither will the stars change. But when I hit play, the confirm panel comes up and I can cancel out of it. So this is one way that you can set up menus in Unity if you're setting up menus for anything. And then if I hit play right now, it's going to load the other scene. Just like that. But it doesn't know which level to really load, so it just kind of loaded one of those levels at random. So if I go out of play mode, it'll take me back to my first scene. Oh yeah, and one thing before we go too far, go to your file, go to build settings, and we want to add the open scene, and we want to put the open scene above the main scene. Whichever scene is on top is the scene that's going to load first when you make a build of this for mobile or for desktop. So there we go. All right, cool. So we've got the transition from the button to the confirm panel set up. The problem though is that once we're loading up that confirm panel, we don't have any of the information going through, and this doesn't even know which level it is. So what I'm going to do here really quickly is we're going to go into our level button script, and we're going to add some more qualities to it. So first thing I want to do that I haven't already added is I want to make it know whether or not the level that it's currently using is active or not. And if it's active, I want it to know if it should be a locked image or the regular image. So I'm going to do a bool, and I'm just going to call this is active. And then I'm also going to make a public image. Actually, I don't need this to be an image. It can just be a sprite. For active sprite, oops, it would help if I spelled sprite correctly. And then I'm going to make another sprite for locked. And then I need to have access to the image that the button is using itself. So public image, I'm going to call this button image. And I'm not even going to make this public, I'm just going to make this private to make my life a little bit easier. And then down here in the start method, I'm going to complete this reference to the image by accessing the component that is attached to the same thing that this is. So I'm going to say button image is equal to get component. The component I want to get from this object is the image component. So there we go. Now, since my isActive variable is public, I can set that in the inspector, or I can set it through script. I want to have a little method here that checks to see if we're active or not, and if it's active, leaves or makes the active sprite be its sprite, and if it's locked, if it's not active, make it be the locked sprite, and then also turn off the button. So I want to make a reference to the button as well. So private button, I'm just going to call this my button. I'm going to complete that reference here too. So my button is equal to get component. And I can do it this way without having to do it in the inspector because I'm accessing components that are on the same object that this script is attached to. So for example, my level prefab is where I have a level button script, and I also have a button script and an image script. These are all on the same object, not in a child object or in a separate object, so I can make them private and just reference them through get component. Okay, I'm going to make some little tag here just to make this a little more readable. So header, and then the header is going to be, let's say, active stuff. Not very good with proper nouns, apparently. All right, so let's make a little method here to give it the right sprite. So this is going to be void decide sprite. So this is going to be just a little method that's going to decide if it should have the active sprite or the inactive sprite. So first we're going to check to see if isActive is true. So if isActive, and if isActive isn't true, we're just going to do else the other thing. So if isActive is true, I want to make sure that the image is displaying the active sprite. So, no, not button. Button image dot sprite is equal to active sprite. I want to make sure that the button's active. My button dot enabled is true. And yeah, that should be good for now. We'll deal with some stuff with the stars in a second. So if isActive is false, we're going to say button image dot sprite is equal to locked sprite, and then we're going to make the button disabled. Oops, semicolon to end my thought. My button dot enabled equals false. And then I need to make sure to call this from the start method so that it actually gets called. So in the start method, I'm going to do decide sprite. And I'm going to save this script really quickly. Let's go back into Unity here and let that compile. While that's compiling, I'm going to find in my UI folder my sprite that I'm going to use for if it's locked and if it's not locked. So on my level prefab here, my active sprite is going to be just the level blank, and my locked sprite is going to be locked. I'm going to say, I'm actually going to do that for all of these here. So active sprite is level blank, locked sprite is locked. I'm going to make it so that the other 8 of these levels are inactive. So yeah, that should do it. Let's hit play. So when this comes up, we should see that, oh, hey, look at that. Did the first one. Oh, hey, haha, I made all of them true except for that one, because I'm silly. All right, cool. So they're not active, this one is. Let's try it now. So I should see this one blue, and then the rest of these are locked. Oh yeah, I want to make that text inactive too. You can kind of see how that text is overlaying it. But these buttons don't work anymore, which is what you'd expect. You'd also want the stars to go away from underneath. This one that's active can still open the confirmation panel though. So let's make that text inactive, and then let's make those stars inactive as well. So what I want to do here is I need to make a reference to the text as well. So this is going to be a public text, and we'll call this level text. And then I'm going to make the level text inactive. So level text dot enabled equals true. That should do it. If it's not dot enabled, what is it? So level text dot, what can I do with that? Let's just start this again and see if autocomplete will give me. I can't do anything with text. Oh, I already have. Duh. That's my problem. I already have the level text referenced in here. Good lord. Okay, so level text dot enabled equals true, and then if it's not active, level text dot enabled equals false. All right, cool. Now let's also make a quick little method here to have that level text show the right level. So we're going to make just a teeny little void, and we'll call this show level. And to do this, we're going to say level text. We want to get the text component of it. This has to be a string, so open close parentheses, or no, parentheses quotations to turn it into a string, plus level. Alright, cool. Now I'm going to put show level before decide sprite. You don't have to. There's no order of operations to this. I just wanted to decide the level first and then decide the sprite. So, cool. I'm going to save that. I'm going to pop back into Unity here. I'm going to set my first one once everything compiles. Set this first one to be level 1. This is level 2. This is level 3. Level 4. Level 5. Level 6. Level 7. Level 8. And level 9. I'm going to make a few of these active as well, just so that you can see that they're going to display the correct text. So let's test this out. If I hit play, this first one should turn into 1, 2, and 3. These are active, these are inactive, and you don't see that text kind of covering the lock anymore. Alright, cool. Now, let's deal with the stars. So we're going to save how many stars have been cleared into a custom binary file. For now, we're just going to set all of the stars inactive and then leave a little note for ourselves to change that later. So I'm going to make a little method here. I'm going to call this void. No, let's not call it decide stars. Let's call it activate stars. And then for now, we're just going to turn them all inactive. So we're going to say for I is 0, I is less than stars.length, I++. We're going to do stars I dot enabled equals false. Alright, so I'm going to save my script there really quickly, and I'm going to add activate stars here. And then I'm also going to add a note to myself. Come back to this when the binary file is done. Okay, cool. So I'm going to save, and let's go back to Unity here. And if I hit play, we should see the stars going away. To be completely honest, this is how I develop things when I'm developing them myself, is I'll add 1 or 2 features or 1 or 2 things. I wouldn't call the stars necessarily a feature. See, they're gone. But it's a thing, and then I'll run it to test it to make sure that I did that right. That way, I'm not adding a whole bunch of stuff that I have to debug if stuff goes wrong. So, yeah. Alright, we're going to have to do the same thing for the confirm panel as far as the stars go. So I can actually just take this activate stars. Just going to copy this, go back to my confirm panel, and make a little teeny tiny method. I'm also going to need to have a reference to the stars. So I'm going to have public image stars. In the start method, I'm going to call activate stars. So, oh yeah, and this should be an array. Alright, cool. Now, we need to pass some information forward about which level we need to use. So for example, if we click on button 1, we should be loading level 1 from our array of levels that we made. Not last time, but the time before. So in order to pass that information through, on my confirm panel, I'm going to make a reference to which level this is confirming. So public integer level. And when I turn on the confirm panel here, I'm going to pass forward an integer value. So integer level. No. Good Lord. Okay. So I'm passing a level value forward. What I want to do here as well is I want to turn the level component of confirm panel script to be whatever level value I'm passing forward. So I'm going to say confirm panel dot get component. Component I want to get is the confirm panel script dot level is equal to level. And this level refers to the one that I'm passing forward. If I save this, now because this calls, or this is used as a click event, it's going to be slightly different when we go back to Unity than it was before. So for example, here, once it compiles, I'll see my click event change. Oh, yeah, okay. Level button, confirm panel, and this requires an integer value. I'm just going to set that to be that. So it's 1 because it's 1 there. So this is the level it is. This is going to be level button, confirm panel. This one's going to be 2. We're going to go level button, confirm panel. This one's going to be 3. And then the rest of these I'm just going to bulk assign. Level button, confirm panel. Okay, cool. So now, if I hit play, I'm just going to show you that it is passing that information forward here. If I click on 1, and now if I look at my confirm panel, level is 1. If I X out and click on 2, my level is 2. If I X out and click on 3, my level is 3. I never assign the stars, which is why they're showing up here. So let's do that really fast. And again, I don't want the parent object, I want the child object. So my star size is 3. Star number 1 is this one, star number 2 is this one, and star number 3 is this one. So let's try that again. Let's hit play. Let's do 3. Okay, 2. And let's just do 2 again to show that the level is 2. And then 1 to show that the level changed to 1. The reason it's important that this passes through is because we're going to use player preferences in order to tell the main scene which board to load. So for example here, when we load the level, before the level is loaded, I'm going to store a tiny bit of information in something called player prefs. Player prefs is a teeny tiny bit of memory that Unity sets aside to store just that, player preferences. It can be used to store some stuff between scenes though as well. So what I'm going to do here is before I load the scene, I'm going to call player prefs.setInt, and this requires 2 arguments. It requires a string, which is the key, and then an integer, which is what you're setting that key to. So the string I'm going to create here is current level, and if that key didn't already exist, I'm creating it right now. And the value I want to set it to is level minus 1. And the reason why is because in my array, level 1 is really the 0 part of the array because it's indexed. Okay, so I'm going to save this really quickly here. Now, in order to have the main scene read that, I'm going to go to my board script, and in awake here, before I'm checking to see if world is not null, I'm going to reset that level to be whatever is currently in player prefs. So I'm going to say if player prefs dot has key. So we're checking to see if it has a key here. The key we're checking is for current level, and you need to make sure that you're using the exact same punctuation and capitalization. So if I go back here, capital C current space capital L level, capital C current space capital L level, and then I want to say that level is equal to player prefs dot get int this time instead of set int, current level. And if you notice, this requires only one argument, and that argument is the key that you need. So I'm going to save this. Now, there's one more thing I want to do. I'm going to let that save really quickly, and then I'm going to go to my other scene. Yeah, I'm going to do this really fast. So I'm going to go to my main scene and save all my changes. I want to wire this OK button up. I also can take some time right now to change my general look of my UI, but I'm not going to do that right now. So I'm going to look in Fade panel, Game Intro panel, the OK button. So what I want to do here is I'm going to make another little script in UI. I'm going to create C# script, and I'm going to call this back to main, or not main, splash, because that's what I called that scene, was back to splash. You can call it back to menu or back to level select or something like that. I'm going to open this script up here really quick. And in here, first I need to make sure that I'm accessing the scene management. So using Unity, engine.scene management. And then I'm going to make a public void OK. And this is going to do scene manager dot load scene. And the scene we want to load is, let's do this the right way. Let's make a public string. We'll call this scene to lowercase s. Scene to load, and then the scene we're going to load is scene to load. Okay, cool. I'm going to save that. Now, I could attach this script on this panel, this game intro panel, but since I'm going to be doing the same thing with the try again panel and the you win panel, I'm going to instead assign it to, let's do the endgame manager here. So back to splash. My scene to load is splash. Let me check that really quickly here. Yep, capital S, splash. Now, for my OK button, I feel like I'm going super fast. So, so this one goes into the game. It's the try again I want to do. So my try again panel, my OK button here. I'm going to add a click event. And this is coming from the endgame manager. The function I want to use is from back to splash, and it's OK. I'm going to do the same thing with the you win panel here. So OK button, on click event, from the endgame manager, back to splash, OK. Yeah, that should be good. All right, so I'm going to save this. And I'm going to go back to my splash scene here, and I'm going to hit play. Now, I should be able to see two different levels depending on if I click level 1 or if I click level 2. So level 1, set the board's level to 0, which means that it's the first, if I look at my scriptable objects, that means that it's really level 1. I'm going to click OK. Oh yeah, I have 60 moves. I need to get 10 of those, but did I maybe not put the blue ones in? Yeah, I didn't put the blue ones, so I made an unwinnable situation. All right, let's just go back into here. If I click on level 2 now, and click play, so I've got 0 out of 2, 0 out of 5. I click OK. Again, I can't win this one, but it's a different board. You can see that. Let's do a board that I maybe can win, just so that I can come back here. All right, so I'm going to do 3. I'm going to click play. This one drops down. I need 7 of those. All right, so this one can be won. What happened there? Let's try that again. Okay, I need 7. Wow, it jumped me to 7 out of 7. So what is the problem with that? All right, Give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Yeah, this was pointed out in the comments. So what happened was it's actually writing to the scriptable object, and this will only happen in the editor, but the fact that it happens is not good. So what's happened is it's remembering all of the other ones I've collected every time I've played this level, and so it thinks the number collected should be 9. So as soon as I start playing, if I get any blue ones, actually if I get anything, because the number collected is greater than the number needed, it triggers a you win state. So what I want to do here is I want to go to my goal manager script. So I got my goal manager script open. I'm going to go down here to my get goals method. So we're checking to see if the board is null. Board.world is not equal to null, then we're going to say that we're opening the correct level if the level exists. So level goals equals that. Now, what we want to do here is I'm just going to add an extra check. I'm going to say for int I is 0, I is less than level goals dot length I plus plus. So I'm going to go through all of the level goals, and I'm going to access the amount collected from each of those goals and set it equal to 0. So level goals I dot amount. I thought it was amount collected. Is it not? Oh yeah, because I have to get the blank goal. So level goals I dot number needed. No, not number needed, it's number collected is equal to 0. And I'll save that. I have to use a for loop here because I could have more than one goal. I currently only have one, but I could have more than one. So I'm going to go back into Unity here, and let's try this out now. So I'm going to let that compile. And somebody had pointed this out. I think your name is Richard. You've commented on a lot of stuff, and you've been super helpful in the past. I just forgot that you had made that comment about this. So if I hit play, I'm going to open up level 3. So now if I look at my goals, my level 3 goals, my number collected is 0. So if I click OK, if I do any move, I don't automatically win. So there, I got 4 of them there. That goes away. I got 6 out of 7. So and there we go. I win. I don't have any information here. We're getting to that. If I click OK, though, it takes me back to the level select. Now, again, with that custom binary file, we would be able to now say that the next level is available for you to click on here, and then this would read as active, and we'd be able to click on that. We also need to add the fact that you can record how many stars, and again, that's coming with the custom binary file. So we're going to continue with this level select process. Hope you have yourself a wonderful... Oh, yeah, sorry. All the plugs and everything. My Twitter is listed below. You can join me if you want to know as soon as I post a new video. I have a Discord server that you can join if you want to ask me questions or just hang out. Yeah, feel free to give me a like if you liked it. If you didn't like it, you don't have to give me a like, but you still can. And have yourself a wonderful day.